What is up, guys? EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my DVD collection 2016 comedy part 2. So last time finished on the F's, so starting off with the G's. Up first we have Get Him to the Greek from 2010. Decent movie with Jonah Hill and Russell Brand. Sort of about the music biz. It has its moments, but not great. Next we have Get Shorty from 1995. Absolutely love this movie. John Travolta, Gene Hackman, Rene Russo, Danny DeVito. Great movie about a loan shark getting into Hollywood. Directed by Barry Sonnenfeld. Be Cool, the sort of sequel to this movie, wasn't great. So that's why I don't have that film. Next we have Ghost World from 2000 with Thora Birch and ScarJo. Steve Buscemi, really good in this film as well. Okay, up next we have the Ghostbusters films, at least the first one, directed by Ivan Reitman from 1984, of course, classic. Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, Rick Moranis, Sigourney Weaver. Just absolutely love that film. And the sequel from 1989, not as good. And I haven't seen the new one, but my sister saw it. She was dying to see it. She said it was good. So apparently I've heard good things, even though the trailer didn't look that appealing. Next we have Glory Days from 1997. Really cool film. I like this movie a lot. With Ben Affleck, Sam Rockwell, Alyssa Milano, John Rhys Davies. Sort of Ben Affleck plays a college student based in Santa Cruz over here. Really good punk soundtrack. Matt Damon has a cameo in it. It's a cool film. Next we have Good Morning Vietnam from 1987, one of Robin Williams' best performances, of course. Up next we have The Grand Budapest Hotel, terrific film from Wes Anderson with all his regulars, of course. Bright, beautiful looking movie, just loads of fun. Ralph Fiennes and a whole host of characters. Really cool film. Up next we have Grandma's Boy from 2006. Yeah, fun movie about a stoner who's a game developer. I love Linda Cardellini in this film. Actress I like a lot, who doesn't appear in enough stuff for my liking. Next we have The Great Dictator from the Charlie Chaplin collection. Of course, his classic parody of Adolf Hitler from 1940. Also got that on Criterion Collection. I just can't part with my Chaplin collection editions. I like them too much, and they cost a lot of money when I initially bought them. Next we have The Great Outdoors from 1988. Really fun film. Dan Aykroyd and John Candy taking their families on vacation up at a lake, sort of dueling brothers. Dan Aykroyd, the rich yuppie family, and John Candy is the working class guy. Fun stuff, that movie. Next we have Grosse Pointe Blank from 1997, one of my favorite comedies of the 90s. Fantastic soundtrack. Great performance by John Cusack as a hitman who returns to his high school reunion. Of course, his sister is in it, Joan Cusack, as his secretary. Minnie Driver, wonderful. Alan Arkin, and Dan Aykroyd again, who's really good as well. Next we have Half Baked from 1998. Great stoner comedy, of course. Lots of great cameos. Dave Chappelle, of course. Next we have the Hangover trilogy, the first one from 2009, I believe. Really great movie. Bradley Cooper, Ed Helms, Zach Galifianakis, and so on. Ken Jeong. Fun movie. And then, of course, the sequels got progressively worse. Second one, basically the same story set in Thailand. And The Hangover Part 3, I really don't remember much about the plot, to be honest, from that film. I think the second one was 2011 and the third one 2013. Next we have Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, really fun movie from 2004, another great stoner film with John Cho and Kal Penn. Neil Patrick Harris, hilarious as well. Also got the sequel, Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay, from 2009. Yeah, not a very good sequel. I was sort of hoping they would make Harold and Kumar go to Amsterdam. It seems like the end of the first film set that up beautifully, and then they never did it. Didn't make any sense to me, to be honest. Next we have Heartbreakers from 2001. Really fun film about two calm women, played by Sigourney Weaver and the very sexy Jennifer Love Hewitt. Gene Hackman good. Jason Lee as well. Fun movie. I like that film. Next we have His Girl Friday from 1940. Yeah, great screwball comedy with Cary Grant and Rosalind Russell. I can't get these back in, of course. Okay, that's how we're gonna do it. Next we have Horrible Bosses from 2011. Yeah, great fun comedy from that year. Fantastic cast: Jason Bateman, Jason Sudeikis, Charlie Day, Kevin Spacey, Colin Farrell, very sexy Jennifer Aniston. Loads of fun. And then the second one, Horrible Bosses 2 from 2014. Not as good, but still pretty fun. Next we have Hot Tub Time Machine from 2011. John Cusack, Rob Corddry, Craig Robinson, and Clark Duke. I like the 80s theme that they go back to in that film. Was not a fan of the sequel. Next we have The House Bunny with Anna Faris from 2008, I believe. Emma Stone's in this. I like this movie. Next we have The Hunting Party from 2007. Richard Gere and Terrence Howard. Next we have I Love You Man from, when did this come out now? 2008. Great bromance film, of course, with Paul Rudd and Jason Segel. What's her name? I'm looking at her face. I'm trying to figure out what her name is. I forget her name. Yeah, good actress. Next we have Igby Goes Down from 2002. Really quirky family comedy with Kieran Culkin, Claire Danes, Susan Sarandon, who's really good in this, Jeff Goldblum, Amanda Peet, Ryan Philippe, and Bill Pullman. Next we have In Bruges from I think 2007, I want to say. Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson, really good. Ray Fiennes, great film about hitmen. Yeah, cool movie. Next we have The Informant from 2009 with Matt Damon, really great corporate whistleblower type film. Next we have The Internship from 2013, I think, with Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson. Two guys who go to work at Google. Has some fun moments, that movie. Next we have The Interview. Of course, probably the most controversial film from 2014. James Franco and Seth Rogen go over to North Korea to interview Kim Jong-un, whatever his name is. Next we have Intolerable Cruelty from 2003. Not the Coen Brothers' best film, but I like this movie with George Clooney and Catherine Zeta-Jones. Oh god, still can't get these back in. Next we have It Happened One Night, fantastic Frank Capra film with Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert, also have on Criterion Collection. Next we have Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back from 2001. Probably my least favorite of Kevin Smith's View Askew movies. Yeah, Ben Affleck, Shannon Elizabeth, Will Ferrell, Jason Lee, Jason Mewes, and of course Kevin Smith himself. Next we have Jeff, Who Lives at Home. Yeah, fun movie with Jason Segel and Ed Helms, Susan Sarandon as well. Next we have The Jerk from 1979, of course, classic Steve Martin. Very funny movie, that one. Next we have Jersey Girl from 2004. Of course, Kevin Smith's probably least liked film. But I like this movie in parts. Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler, Jason Biggs and George Carlin, J-Lo in a small role early on. Of course, this was during the whole J-Lo and Ben Affleck debacle, which that turned into almost ruined Ben Affleck's career. Next we have Juno from 2007, of course, fantastic movie with Ellen Page and Michael Cera. Great supporting cast: Jennifer Garner, Jason Bateman, J.K. Simmons, and Allison Janney, who I'm a huge fan of. Just love her. Next, we have Just Friends from 2005. Not a great movie with Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris, Amy Smart, and Chris Klein. Let's see if I can get this other one back in here before I have to get up. There we go. Alright. Oh, God. Moving up, we have Knocked Up from 2007. Of course, great Judd Apatow film with Seth Rogen and Katherine Heigl. Yeah, loads of fun. Paul Rudd and Leslie Mann, Jonah Hill. Fantastic movie. Up next, we have The Lavender Hill Mob, a great Ealing comedy from 1951 with Alec Guinness, Stanley Holloway, and Sidney James. Next, we have Let's Be Cops from 2014 with Jake Johnson and one of the Wayans guys. It's not Damon Wayans, is it? No, I forget his name. Oh well. But they're both on New Girl. Up next, we have Liar Liar from 1997. Fun Jim Carrey film, of course. Plays a lawyer who can not tell the truth. Next, we have Libel Lady from 1936. Great film about the newspaper biz with Jean Harlow, William Powell, Marina Loy, and Spencer Tracy. Next, we have Liberal Arts, again with Jake Johnson. Oh, sorry, Josh Radnor from How I Met Your Mother. Elizabeth Olsen, who I like a lot. Richard Jenkins and Allison Janney again. Yeah, good movie about a guy who goes back to college because his professor is retiring. Something like that, and he meets Elizabeth Olsen, who's good actress and hot as well. Next, we have Limelight from 1952, Charlie Chaplin's last film. Again, just recently picked up this on Criterion Collection. Next, we have Little Miss Sunshine, one of the best comedies of the 2000s from 2006, of course. Abigail Breslin, darling performance, great cast, Toni Collette. Greg Kinnear, Steve Carell, Paul Dano, and Alan Arkin, who won an Academy Award. Next, we have MASH, Robert Altman's MASH from 1970. Fantastic film. Never got into the TV show. This is a movie that really deserves a Criterion Collection edition. Most of the other Robert Altman films have Criterion releases, but this is a good edition, obviously. 2-disc, 5-star collection. Next, we have Mallrats from 1995, one of my favorite Kevin Smith films, with, was it Jason London or Jeremy London? Jeremy London, Shannon Doherty, Jason Lee, who I love in this film, of course, Jay and Silent Bob, Michael Rooker, awesome, Clara Forlani as well. Next, we have The Man in the White Suit, another Ealing comedy from 1951 with Alec Guinness. Next, we got Man on the Moon, great Milos Forman film from 1999. Fantastic performance by Jim Carrey as the very quirky and eccentric Andy Kaufman. Next, we have The Man with One Red Shoe from 1985, one of Tom Hanks's 80s comedies. Dabney Coleman, Laurie Singer, Charles Durning, sort of a weird mix of espionage and just the guy being caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Been ages since I've seen that. Next, we have The Matchmaker from 1997 with Janine Garofalo and Dennis Leary. Yeah, fun movie. Next, we have Me, Myself, and Irene from 2000 with Jim Carrey and Renee Zellweger. Next, we've got Meatballs from 1979. Yeah, just a great Ivan Reitman film with Bill Murray. Summer camp, sort of TNA comedy. Next, we've got Meet the Parents from 2000. Robert De Niro and Ben Stiller, of course. Yeah, not a fan of the sequels, and I'm not a huge fan of this one, to be honest, but at the time I thought it was okay. Next, we have Mighty Aphrodite, a great Woody Allen film from 1995. Of course, introduced most of us to Mira Sorvino, who was really big after she came after this movie, and of course she won Best Supporting Actress that year as well. Next we have Mr. Deeds Goes to Town from 1936, great Frank Capra film with Gary Cooper and Jean Arthur. Next we have Mrs. Doubtfire, of course one of Robin Williams' best, from 1993 I want to say. Sally Field and Pierce Brosnan, of course. Next we have A Million Ways to Die in the West from 2014. Seth MacFarlane, Liam Neeson, and Charlize Theron. Lots of great cameos. Just jokes every couple minutes. Some of them work, some of them don't. But I enjoyed it overall. Next we have Charlie Chaplin's Modern Times from 1936. And again, I have it on Criterion as well. Next we have The Money Pit. Another Tom Hanks classic from the 80s, 1986. Steven Spielberg presents, that's funny. Richard Benjamin, okay. Tom Hanks and Shelley Long, buy their dream house, and it's like this wreck. I remember, what's his name? Alexander Godunov. He played the main henchman in Die Hard, the blonde-haired dude. Yeah, he's also in this film, I remember that. Next we have Money Talks from, when the hell did this come out? I think 97. Chris Tucker and Charlie Sheen. Yeah, a reporter and a hustler hookup. Paul Sorvino's good in this film as well. Heather Locklear is a name you don't hear very much anymore. Next we have Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Of course, from 1975. Never was really a huge Monty Python fan. It just wasn't. It was before my time, and it was just comedy I didn't love, to be honest. Next we have Mumford from 1999. Really underrated film. Lawrence Kasdan movie. Hope Davis, Jason Lee. Again, you can tell I'm a big fan of Jason Lee. Really good film about a guy impersonating a therapist in this small town. Next we have My Cousin Vinny, great film from 1992, of course, with Mr. Tomei and Joe Pesci. Next we have Nacho Libre with Jack Black from 2006. Not a great movie, but it has its moments. Next we have Neighbors from 2014 with Seth Rogen and Zac Efron, what's her name? Rachel Rose Byrne. Sorry. I haven't seen the sequel, Neighbors 2, but looking forward to watching that. The stuff with the Robert De Niro impressions is pretty good. Kind of funny that Zac Efron went on to star with Robert De Niro this year in Bad Grandpa. Next we have Network, one of the great films of the 70s, great Sidney Lumet film. Love Faye Dunaway, one of my favorite actresses. William Holden, Peter Finch, and Robert Duvall. Just a fantastic film about television. Okay, next we have A Night at the Opera from 1935. Actually, when I showed you Duck Soup, I said it was the only Marx Brothers film I have, but I forgot I had this as well. Anyway, next we have Ninotchka, Greta Garbo from 1939. Next we have Nothing to Lose, sort of in the same vein as Money Talks, Martin Lawrence and Tim Robbins. Martin Lawrence comes home to find his wife screwing his boss, he thinks, and then of course he goes on a joyride, and Tim Robbins is a carjacker that jacks him, and then Tim Robbins takes Martin Lawrence on a joyride, and they get into all sorts of trouble. Fun film. I like this movie a lot. Tim Robbins, good actor, of course. And last but not least, I'm going to end with the ends for this video because we're approaching 20 minutes. Nurse Betty from 2000. Good performance by Renee Zellweger, Morgan Freeman, and Chris Rock. Excellent as two assassins. And Greg Kinnear, of course, the TV soap star who Zellweger is obsessed with. Fun, interesting movie. So that is comedy part 2. Up next, of course, I'll be finishing off comedy with part 3, and we'll move on from there. So thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.